Hello my fellow organizers, and welcome to Let's Organize and to my world of being organized. Today I am going to talk about a very ugly word named procrastination. First of all, you are not alone. We all do it, we all done it, and we're all guilty of it. So what is procrastination? You procrastinate when you put off things that you should be focusing your time on by doing something else that is more enjoyable or that you are more comfortable doing. For some people, it stops them from fulfilling their potential, or it can disrupt their careers, and for others, it might be a fear of success. So what is procrastination? I have 3 categories for it. First of all, identify it. Why are you procrastinating? And then have a strategy for procrastination. So let's talk about identify or recognize. If you are making up an excuse to do something, then you are procrastinating. So that is a key element for you to identify when you are procrastinating. A good example is that email in your inbox, and you or keep on just strolling through your inbox and say, yeah, I will do that later, because you're not in the mood at that time to do it, or you think it might take too much effort. So that is then, you identify then that you are procrastinating that specific item. The second step is you need to identify why you are procrastinating. So there can be several reasons for that. Number 1, you find the task unpleasant and you avoid it. Number 2, you are disorganized and you are unable to break the work down into manageable steps. Number 3, you feel overwhelmed by the task. Number 4, you are a perfectionist. Perfectionists are known to procrastinate because they want to do something perfect and then they just leave it altogether. Let's talk about putting a strategy in place for procrastination. If you are overwhelmed by the task, then try to break it down into action plans or manageable steps. So instead of just seeing this big project that you need to do, break it down and then you attend to those different steps, and eventually you will get to the end goal of doing that piece of work that was way too overwhelming for you in the beginning. Another strategy is to start with some quick wins. It might not follow the logical order of doing that specific job, but it will give you a sense of achievement and then get you going to complete the job. If the task is too unpleasant, I think we usually overrate the unpleasantness of a job. Go ahead, try it. When you're done with that task, you always say, why haven't I done it earlier? It really wasn't that bad. That's usually the case when we think a task is unpleasant. Hold the unpleasantness of not doing that task in front of your mind, and then that might also get you going of doing those tasks that you are procrastinating on. And then lastly, reward yourself for doing those tasks. You can say to yourself, okay, if I've done that piece of job, then I can reward myself with a nice pair of shoes or a day at the spa or whatever. It depends obviously on how much you have procrastinated and how important that task is for your deliverables. As I said before, we all procrastinate. I do as well. But the key thing about procrastination, it must not impact on your deliverables or the quality of your deliverables. So if it doesn't impact that, then I would say it's semi-okay to procrastinate because you still get the job done with quality on time. But if it impacts your deliverables and your career, it is definitely something that you need to work on. How do I deal with procrastination? I will set myself a goal first thing in the morning, because that's usually the time that you need to deal with these things, and then you can be productive for the rest of the day and forget about that procrastination. Is I will either say to myself, I can't check my emails before I've done that specific task, or I can't have my first cup of coffee, or I can't go to boot camp, or whatever it is that will motivate you to do that specific item. And I can promise you, every time that I have dealt with that specific item, I always say to myself, why haven't I done this earlier? So just to put it all together, when you procrastinate, you first need to identify that you do procrastinate. Then secondly, you need to identify why you are procrastinating, and then from there you need to put a strategy together to stop procrastinating and to get the job done. In a sense, clutter is the end result of procrastination. If you've liked this video, then please press like, share and subscribe. You can also follow me via my blog, Facebook and Instagram. Happy organizing!